Yo, I haven't made a video in a while. Especially I haven't made a video about the mixes that I've been working on, specifically Alessandra Ambrosio number 0001 and Andra Ambrosio number 0001 and Ale and Andra Ambrosio number 0001, as well as the other mixes that I'm currently working on. So I figured I'd do that. One of the reasons is that I feel like I can feel something watching anyway, and I can see it reacting as I'm doing, making adjustments and stuff. Uh, I guess it could be the zeitgeist or whatever you want to call it, but I don't. I wouldn't be colored shocked or surprised. You know what I mean? If it's just Truman Show, so I can see the subtle changes in people when they recognize very clearly that there is a script to things that has been written by Yahweh. Um, and as much as people try to upend and flip that, you know, there's multiple scripts. I guess people are running off of. You can be talking about flipping a script, but are you really flipping the actual script? I don't. You aren't gonna undo something that Yahweh once done. If something happens, it's allowed. But anyway, I just thought I'd go over actually some of the mixed stuff that I've been doing, and it's a flamingo. It used to be in my parents' room, and then like when I was a kid, and like fond memories of the neon pink, and neon pink like literal neon or whatever. I guess maybe that could be argon or one of the gases that is pretty colored. Um, I think they use other gases to do different colors and different stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it's neon light. If I'm wrong about it, whatever. But I just have fond memories of it, and it's relevant to like one of the mixes at least. So I just thought I would turn it on. Also, this is the first video that I've done really since I put it up. The kind of hurricane stuff has been, there's Hurricane Barrel, and prior to that, there's a derecho that like knocked out power for a bit, and I've just been like trying to be on like a consistent, like be consistent with like fitness and soccer and trying to fix my leg and doing like working on the mixes. And so anyway, I guess without further ado, let's look. So we got, I it's there's been enough time that the Iceland eruption from the last like Alessandra Ambrosio update, like mix update, it stopped. Like the eruption stopped. She actually went and visited it. That should be a sign. Like it stopped like right when she got there. I just think that should be a sign. Like yeah, very clearly this person is trying to like communicate at me, elicit some kind of reaction. At this point, I can't tell for sure whether she's good or evil, but or like against me or for me, or I would. It A very effective tool is if someone looks like they're for you and they're actually against you. So if you make someone look, if they're trying to be really sharp and make someone who's essentially my family, I guess, like against me or something. I mean, it feels like it kind of, but that's the idea, is to, I guess, get that in my head. But I think something even sharper is the Word of God, and so I was pointing where my Bible used to be. I mean, I guess it's on my computer now, so I just don't even use the physical one. But so the whole Jezebel thing, it's like, all right, if she's Jezebel, I guess she'll deal with the consequences of it. Um, and if she's not, then I'm happy to be to have a family. I guess. I mean, I am, but I can't tell. I'm not gonna get excited over something that I don't know is actual reality yet. Anyway, and there's weird stuff. Like just the fact that that's going on is weird, but like people are doing weird stuff with like kids and having kids secretly and doing like making making a reality that's like tough to stomach, so people don't even want to look at it and stuff like that. So, and then protecting it with different kinds of immunity, so it can't be stopped. But then, if I do this thing, like first of all, the art that I'm making, I think is it's very heavy. The gravity of it is weighty, and like the pressure, it's like can be crushing. I think if it's used properly, and it can be elevating if it's used properly. So the pressure can be there can be a pressure drop. You can feel less weighted or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like less gravity. You feel like it's not so tough. But anyway, let me get into this. So I got my laptop open. I was moving stuff around on this mix, but let's go to the Alessandra Ambrosio number 0001. And starting with Alessandra, and the idea obviously with these, I make the um what's that called, I make the like collages for these, and you can kind of like, just trying to figure out a good place to put this where you can see stuff. Anyway, I make the collages for this for these, and the artwork, the album artwork, along with the there we go, along with the track list, the track names, the music itself. It should all go together to be like one continuous thing, um, like one like holistic artwork, if that makes sense. Like everything should tie together. It should make sense visually, auditorily, conceptually, like in theme and in story. Real fast, I want to say I'm working on. I have a number of mixes. Obviously, this is number 0001. I suppose it means there's like 10,000. Wait, no, 1,000 more to be made. But the idea is really it could go up more than that. It's just instead of double o double o one like 007, it's triple o one. I'm just one upping whatever that is. It's just it's just a meme. Anyway, it's just a yoke. But so I got a folder with I got different folders with different things thematically. I got a bunch of house in this, but music for those mixes that I'm talking about. We got the current mix I'm working on, the next mix I'm working on, the next mix I'm working on. What could be the next mixes is the Insane Asylum Radio Part Two, which is really just all the tracks from that I've been putting together to, like, originally Insane Asylum Radio was actually this whole thing, and then I cut it right before here, so it'll be in like multiple parts. And I'm gonna do these kind of muse mixes or whatever first, and like in this one, you got like these are more like with trailers and stuff. They don't have like the Insane Asylum Radio, I suppose, doesn't have to make as much sense or be as much music, and it can just be more like the Yo X1, Yo X2, and Yo X3 mixes, where it's just clips of stuff. And so like Daddy's Home, and here's like the album art that was the thumbnail from the video, which was this, right? And so uh I just thought that was funny, and so it ties in with the mixes that I'm making, right? If it makes, I guess you'd actually have to listen and like be paying attention, but um, just trying to put all this together. And you can look at what I'm like. I'm not. The point wasn't specifically to look at this mix. This was, there's quite a few tracks in this, and there's obvious themes. I'm not gonna get too much into the themes on this one. It's like an insane asylum. It shouldn't be that difficult to figure this one out. But it also doesn't really have to make as much sense as any of the other ones because it really is just like supposed to be kind of crazy and but it like it's not as if it doesn't make sense in like a continuity way where things like flow into each other. It's just not as easily digestible, I guess, for most people. Maybe that's the idea. But anyway, you can see the tracks that are in it. None of this is finalized. None of the things that I'm showing are finalized. None of them are. There are things that I've actually expanded upon, like little sections, like this portion here actually got like from here to here, whatever. It like this portion got put out in another the Alessandra music mix, or I mean, it's not really a mix. It's just a kind of a repository of music that I think is appropriate for the mixes that I can just pull from really quickly. But anyway, let's look at the Alessandra Ambrosio mix. Obviously, this one you're gonna see like I'm also doing like a color theme, so like each of these should be like should have a the pictures should be the album covers, the cover art should like make a sense together, but or make sense to make a sense together. Now the album art should make sense together, but also the like thematically the colors and stuff and just everything should flow. So like obviously you got the tiger theme right, and the track is literally called Alessandra. Um, and like it would make sense to her. I noticed that like she's in this book photography book of a guy and who's like made the cover similar to this. This came out in 2013. Um, so and I downloaded this track in like 2013, 2014. So like, I feel like this has been coming together for a while, if that makes sense. I mean, if I have a kid secretly with Alessandra, or I guess not so secretly, and that's what people have been trying to like clue me in on. Okay, then Alessandra and her sister, I guess. Then or kids. Anyway, whatever. Then yeah, then it just makes sense that all this would tie together a bit more. I feel like yeah, I'm just gonna start going through it now. And the reason I'm doing this is subject to change. I mean, there's gonna be more songs. We're at 206 songs. I mean, the plan is to just do it until I like have enough tracks. And there's not gonna be like movie clips and stuff in this. This one's just music, and it's I think that the idea is to have a theme that is very consistent and that like flows from not just musically and not just audit like sound wise, but also the cover arts. I mean, it should be like I want this one to be like really like oh wow, he's not kidding. Like it looks like all these artists really did like come together to make this so that he could make this mix. But I don't actually. I think it's like string pulling at a high level on my part. Well, I think the spirit of Yahweh does it, but then it's a gift to me for believing. So anyway, let me go through this. We got Alessandra. She's a tiger. Like you should also be able to like just trying to reiterate this. I don't think it's lost on most people, but you should be able to read the titles and get a story from just even the track titles. That's why I create like a track list in the color. You can probably guess what color this one's going to be by how it starts, but anyway. So you got Alessandra, she's a tiger, blessings, and then also by the artist. So like Archie Kane, Alessandra could mean something, right? Uh, she's a tiger, Cyber Optics, right? Uh, and then if you actually listen to the tracks, it should make sense. Like it's like the Scarface, Tony Montana. She's a tiger. Uh, get a woman like that, you go straight to the top. that type thing or something. How whatever he says, and I don't, it's just it's sampled in there. You can listen. Um, when it's eventually over, or just go listen to the track. Also, the like song titles here, the artist is here, and I think the what it's on, like the album is gonna be there. Most of these are singles at this point, but okay, Alessandra, she's a tiger. Blessings, need you, and then you can also say like everything in the title means something. And then also like look, both the album covers that I have, which are they're both equally appropriate because they're like if you go to download the track, this is the album art, but if you go to the Spotify, this is the album art. So it's like they're both appropriate, but this one's appropriate more so because it goes like right here with this. So I'm just going with that. Tell ya, right? IMY, or I miss you. I'm gonna go a little faster now, and I'm not gonna read them, but just you can see like thematically, like color wise, like theme wise, it should go together, and it should make sense. It shouldn't not make sense. And like again, all these are subject to change, and you can see like this one, it goes into like almost a different color theme, but you have consistent iconography with like the crescent moon, right? And then also just whatever weird thing is going on in my head that seems like people are engaging what's going on in my head. Uh, that's you know uh, that's going on too. So anyway, whatever. Um, as if we're in some kind of cosmic hive and people don't admit that that's what's going on or something. I mean, I guess maybe I'm cluing the computer in so the computer can give me an iron rod or something that I can smack people over the head with for trying to bullshit. It's causing a lot of problems. Anyway, okay. Uh, Also, I try to get these album artworks in like the highest quality possible so that when I put them in the collage, I can make a very large pixel collage, like high resolution, so that you can like zoom in on everything. Uh, like all the way in. So all of these I try to get in at least 500 by 500 pixels, um, which isn't as high as I'd want. I'd actually like 1,000 by 1,000, but I can for sure get 500 by 500 on 99% of these. Um, and it's good enough. That's, I think, why SoundCloud uses it. Um, and like there, I actually have multiple additional tracks that probably will, like multiple pages. At least on Beatport, I have three Alessandra Ambrosio mix, like 1, 2, and 3, but it's really just they only let you put 150 in any of the carts that you make. So I'm just gonna go back up here. Um, so and I'm like, one of the things that I'm saying is like also here, just again to reiterate, right? I, I'm working on a bunch of mixes here, and like the ones that I'm most working on currently, I suppose. I mean, I'm working on all of them. If a track comes in that I think, like, if I get to find a track and it I think fits the thematically, that's how I generally do these. Is like the themes on these are I think about the person. If I listen to a track and it immediately like evokes like which mix is this going to as I'm listening, and like whatever the first thing is, I put it in there, and if later on it becomes more appropriate in another mix, I might move it into another mix. But that's generally the idea with this is you know to have a consistent theme and then to just go with it. And like I really like a lot of these tracks. This like she's getting a mix with a lot of music that I really enjoy actually. Um personally enjoy. Like I personally enjoyed listening to a lot of these. You know, some of them I try to fit a theme a lot more. This one is like I'm fitting a theme a lot, but it's just way more consistent. And like the tracks all sound really good, I think. So, you know, I'm not like thus far there's no track in here that I'm like, I don't like that song. Like some of them I might put a track cuz it like fits the theme and it's like it's not I don't really put in anything that I don't like, but it's like not something that I'm going to listen to a lot. Whereas a lot of these are stuff that I listen to over and over and over. So like this one, you got both from the EP. But yeah, also one of the ways that I deal with like this is I think would be considered like stressful, but it's a track called Pressure. But yeah, and you know I enjoy listening to the music to like it's not so stressful, I guess. I mean, it's still stressful, but like I just enjoy the music, so I might as well do this. And then like, you know, I think it makes good art. I enjoy the art. I enjoy making this and putting this stuff together. And like I also think it looks pretty like how the fuck is he doing that? And it's like, well, the spirit of Yahweh can make even a simple person look whatever. So there you go. That's my answer to that. Spectacular, I guess, or you know, like I'm doing something impressive. It's just Yahweh. Everything's already been, you know, decided, and like a lot of people don't like to hear that, so they try to change it, and it's like, well, you probably actually like the thing if you. A lot of the issues come from people trying to like make it not make that not the case, and it's like, no, I think you'd actually like the thing, but whatever. And like, you know, any of these tracks, there's a chance that they could not be included, but I mean, thus far, this all just goes together. It's music that I like, so it's just it's going in. And I'm not gonna do this for all the um mixes, and like this mix is considerably farther along than a lot of the other mixes. Um, like even the Andra Ambrosio mix is not as far along. It has some portions that are like for sure like thematically what I want. Like it has tracks that I like, blah 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 blah. But it's not. You know, I'm gonna have to really go in and like sit down and catch that one up. And I don't know if I'm gonna put these out at the same time. That was the plan originally, but they're getting to be so large that that's not gonna be reasonable because it does take a lot of headspace to try to to try to like put these in some kind of context together, if that makes sense, or like put all these tracks together in a context that makes sense. So I got to be thinking about these mixes. But I will say, like, I was only working on the basically three Ambrosio mixes, and then ended up like. Well, like the Imrata mix is like made itself essentially, and it's like pretty far along. Um, and very contiguous. Are very like it all goes together really well. And so some of these I think I don't exactly know why some more than others are just easier, but it's probably like some kind of connection. I think of these as Muse mixes too. So oh hey, relevant. Anyway, obviously there's a color theme at this point in the mix. I mean, there was up top too, and um, I could make it all this color, but I thought it would be better to have like that it's just one is like way like one color is way more prevalent, but that there are some other colors in it to show like that it didn't have to it wasn't just me picking all the orange tracks that I could find. Also, I mean, I've gone through a lot of tracks that have orange album covers, and I not picking all of them, and there just happen to be a lot of very appropriate ones that end up being orange for this one. So or having like majorly orange theme, and like you can see even themes within the themes, the car theme that you kind of just saw. Um, Also, these are like it's multi-genre mixes, so the idea isn't to just be like I could just do like a house mix or a tech house, but like I don't really like just staying on one genre personally. Just because I like a lot of different genres, and I actually think a lot of like I would like to go to shows personally where there's a lot of different music, like all the types of music that I put in these mixes. I'd like to go to shows where that's represented, but part of the issue with electronic dance music is that like a lot of the artists just focus on one genre. They get really good at that genre and or subgenre, but yeah, subgenre, but don't really branch out. Like maybe a little bit, but their sets. I don't feel like you don't go to a lot of dubstep shows, and there's like a or artists that are known for mostly dubstep, and they might make a bass house track every now and then, but you know, they don't have that much bass house, drum and bass, deep dubstep, tech house, UK garage, bass line, uh, techno, hardcore. Oh, we've reached the end. Um, I mean, we've reached the end so far. Again, I have a beat port with like literally at this point over 300 plus specifically already. Actually, I would say we're probably over 500 or 600 additional songs that are like very much themed for this mix, and you know, I'm gonna get them if I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do, but there's music on Beatport, a lot of it that I've already put into like carts that I'm going to add to this, so we will eventually be at that point. But you can just see like the idea is to have a very consistent theme, right? Um, Oh, and I was saying this earlier, and I forgot to finish it, but like when I was doing this like the first one time or the last time or whatever, uh, the Iceland this eruption, like the last eruption was going on, and then she goes there and it shuts off like while she's there, uh, with my son. Maybe or at least that seems to be what they're trying to get over to me, or someone's trying to get that over to me. It is very possible based on the looks. um like someone stole my semen or something when I was a lot younger. Yeah, that would make sense why the end of the Bible thing is like what it is, but okay, whatever. um like that's not what this is exactly about, though I guess the mixes are kind of like about that. Anyway, and it might not even just be her, but I mean, I've already said I think her sister too, but I'm gonna focus on this, and when I'm finished, like when I've gotten a little further along on this, again, I think the gravity of like the type of artwork that comes out that is like ordering the chaos, it becomes so ordered and obvious that there's something going on. It gets a lot harder for people to bullshit. It gets a lot harder for people to bullshit. The gravity of the situation increases significantly, and most people can barely handle the gravity set at what it is now. So it's like in Counter Strike or in Dragon Ball Z. Goku trains in higher gravity, and Counter Strike you turn the gravity way up, and or any Half Life mod, whatever source mod, any Half Life engine. It's like one source engine stuff. It's like gravity. You can adjust the gravity, but if you have the gravity really high and you fall from even like a small drop, it's like crushing. But okay. We got the Anja Ambrosio mix. I'm not gonna. Am I gonna do this with this one? I am, but I'm not gonna like. Well, I'll just go through it. I mean, you can pause and look at it. Anja, Dream Dog, Mucus, VIP, still getting it. Whatever you did, on God. See, it's funny because it's like on Ja, on God, get it? Yeah, on Ya. Uh, Gangsta, and I don't, I don't exactly these. This is what I'm saying. Like this one isn't so much put in order yet. I'm just there's a lot more that have just been put in here, though there are sections that are more built out than others. So just take it as it is. It's gonna go how it goes, and you know how it looks now is definitely not how it's gonna be by the end. But yeah, hey, look, it's Noah's theme. All right. Anyway, I mean, I think it's funny enough that I'm able to start two tracks with the Alessandra Ambrosio mix and the Andra Ambrosio mix, and I'm literally starting the track like the mixes with tracks that are literally named Alessandra and Andra. I think that in and of itself is like, whoa, it should get your attention. But the fact that it literally follows the theme that I've been talking about that's been going on for the past couple of years now, and that they're very clearly playing into as well should say obviously something's going on with this, and like pay attention, right? Or like, I mean, I guess that's what people are already doing, and that's kind of why I'm saying like, well, I was doing this, and it's like I notice when I change things around, like people seem to be um, aware. This is the booty themed portion. Like starting about right maybe here at dip or something, and it's very booty themed. Or like you got like here's an example. Mercury. Even the top song is by Mercury, the track Andras. But you got a statue, and then the next one you got like you know a statue, and then you know well actually up here a little bit you got one of these like a statue, and then but like down here in the booty theme part you got like a statue with a nice booty. So um anyway, yeah, you got the ass shaking, booty shaking, butt themed part, booty quake. uh anyway, um so I'm just having fun with it, and then like we get here, and if you notice all of them are just and coats and K and delay. I'm trying to make stress on the and, but it might be on. Like this one, I think is and coats, but this one's onk, and this one's on delay, and this one's anubis, and this one's on taurus. But it's an, right? It's just you get it. Uh, Yo. So angels with a Z and in all caps, and Anunnaki. Just mean I think angels are Anunnaki. No, I'm just this was all the ands that I was doing at once, and it's not really like I don't even know if all these tracks are gonna stay in here. I don't even know if that's where I'm going with this mix. In fact, this whole portion is kind of like probably gonna be taken out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But analyze anal eyes anal stressing on the anal, on the anal, um, and the anus. And then okay, you got like you know, you got like You got also Sailor Moon theme stuff, but you got like the anime theme kind of going on. Um, Kind of like a post-apocalyptic plague theme back into the anime theme. Uh, I guess you got like the Harley Quinn theme. Uh, hey, those are even I'm wearing those colors right now, green and orange. Hmm. It's also my school's colors. Hmm. Or where I went to college, UTD. Whoosh. Anyway, so you got like on D's, on life, on job, on low. Get it? I'm just kind of playing around with some of these. A lot of these that part is like to be moved around and like reportioned and stuff. But um, so this mix is like I said, it's not as far along, but I've got like themes that I'm working on and putting stuff together, and I think by the end it'll be good. Don't worry. And some that like I think I make them kind of more like with the idea of like what would I like? Am I making it for the person? Kind of, but also at the same time like just the vibe that I get from people and like what I think would be fun. Like I don't really think she's into anime, but I do think the anime theme is funny. And I like anime. Why not? So yeah, Alessandra mix. Actually, a lot of this is still in here, and I just haven't like gone through this. Obviously, there's over 1,000 songs here, and like I said, the Beatport has probably another 2,000 songs. I would say, like for these mixes, like the Alessandra Andra and Ala and Andra mixes. So, um, yeah, I don't really, this one's just what it is right now. But got an ambush mix, for the Yoon and Verbal Ambush, or for the brand. They make their own mixes. I don't know if I inspired something kind of like that, but I do like that. I like their kind of, it's like simple as far as it's kind of actually even the same reason I do some of the like what I'm trying to say for my mixes when I do these. Um, like especially recently where it's like you get you know like artist name and then actually like on the public one it doesn't have their logo because I didn't want to like I could have used their logo and just been like F you, right? But I don't, it's it wasn't intended really as an FU. So and since that also might give them some like, oh well, he's using our logo, so we can like make a fuss about it or get it taken down. But I'm not, and all these pictures are public pictures, and this is art that's not being sold for anything, and so it's a lot harder to. And then also you had to engage kind of the fucked up reality or whatever's going on around me if you actually came out and like uh, tried something like that, and so I think that would actually catch them in more of a problem. So, but anyway, like the idea that I'm getting at is here I had the 2.0 thing, right? But here I started even using the text to put actually the title in, and so I like the it's not like some like overly graphically designed mess of a or even really like high quality well done font or something is it's like a basic font that I have in whatever, but it gets the point across, and that's what I'd like. I'm not trying to be. This isn't art made by. I'm not like making it to sell to people. I'm making it for the sake of art. Oh, yeah, I'm still adding music. I'm like going through my library now to and I'm just like whatever I think fits where I'm putting into different things. So that's what I've been doing recently. That's why this is taking so long, also, because I'm being very thorough. And then the next thing is adding new music from Beatport and Clubland or EDMCU or whatever. It's EDM what is it? MDC.NU now. It used to be Clubland, but whatever. So and I have a bunch of stuff from Beatport, so I'm not like I'm actually getting a lot more music from Beatport now because I mean, really, if it's music that's being sold by any kind of label, you're gonna be able to find it. Any kind of dance label, you're gonna be able to find it on Beatport. I got this stuff that's music staging for the Insane Asylum radio stuff that I want to put in, but I don't. It doesn't have a. It might have a spot, or it might not, or whatever. But it's just stuff that I'm like, I think this will go in the Insane Asylum radio. Um, Obviously, this is the portion that starts to be more about craziness and stuff, or mental illness or whatever. I mean, someone going through it. And then I have this whole thing that I had previously where it's like these are clips that I downloaded. Um, and like remember when the the night that like the Dragon Ball stuff went into my library or Dragon Ball GT, like that was when. And then I made a like it went in, and then I made a thing in my storing pictures on my phone, and then Akira Toriyama died. I think the gravity got too high. Um, that's kind of what I mean by the gravity getting too high. Like the pressure of this situation where a bunch of people know this is going on around me and aren't saying anything is like it's just too much. Which is why I'm saying stop. Like engage what I'm saying and actually like do what I'm saying as far as like stop pretending that this isn't happening. But I guess people want to do that until the events of Revelation kick off. Okay. Um, Seems unwise, but like the point is that's when this my point gets forced. So up till that point, it'll be like my point gets forced, and there's nobody anything can do about it. It's not like anybody can really do anything now, but like at that point, it won't even be. It'll be like It'll be the thing that's going on in reality for 3.5 years. I think 1,260 days. I think that's what that's about. Um, and I'm guessing some of the witnesses. The idea is if I'm the guy conquering at the seven churches, the witnesses are some people that have fucked up royally and engaged that they've done that, and like then have to go talk to a bunch of sovereigns and like leaders around the world and basically say there's a guy on a throne of power that like we may or may not have like this is probably the guy from the end of the Bible, and like we might have done something really fucked up to him. So and that might be what the end of the Bible is about, along with they killed Jesus. So uh so this is the Beyonce mix. I mean, I'm just going through these now. um I'll go a little more through other ones. You can pause it. I've already gone through these a bit in other previous things. Like this one, I haven't worked on as much. I mean, there's some tracks, but it's just I haven't felt so Beyonce inspired as much. I mean, some tracks are like they can go there, but like the specifically Chantel Jeffries mix, again, very much like the Imrata mix. It's like this one has kind of like been building itself very easily, in my opinion. Like there are parts of this that are coming along really well. And I think thematically I have a good theme with it. And like, the stuff about, like Tinashe or Tina She or, I think it's Tinashe, but put out a track like Match My Freak or whatever, Match My Nasty, something like that. And, that's actually, there's a freak nasty theme in this. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because there's just too many tracks in here. I guess I can, but obviously, but there's a freak theme here, and like, it looks like I'm matching the nasty and the freak. Look, I'm a freak. I'm a freak, freak boy, and then but also like the what am I trying to say? Uh, the stuff about I saw actually like I don't know where I saw it. I just popped up somewhere and uh, it seemed to be like talking about the EP that track is or the LP that track is from, the release that the big release that's actually a single from is something to do with like quantum something, and like that's what the Chantel Jeffries mix is about. But the freak stuff is in the Alessandra and Andrea Ambrosio mixes, and I suppose all these women probably know each other, and like obviously it seems like something's going on behind the scenes that people don't want to engage. But again, if you fucked up so bad, the end of the Bible is literally about reality, like fixing how badly you fucked up around me, then yeah, I'm not gonna stress too much about it. I'm positive I've seen obvious supernatural shit. I see it consistently, but just like it's too obvious to me that that's what this is about. So, or that's what's going on in my reality. So whether other people want to believe it or not, I mean that's the whole thing. I think at the Six Church thing, it doesn't fucking matter what you believe. It's like it shouldn't matter anyway if you're wrong, but like it won't matter, and there's nothing anybody who even as much as people try to do something about it, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So, um, also, I don't really care if people see prior to me putting these together. Like I'm saying, uh, I do kind of wish I could just like put out a mix and have all the like have it be like almost like a surprise because it's like putting together art and then you have the whole thing together. But I think people are watching anyway, so I mean it's not it's like at least I'm not gonna stress too much about. I'm not gonna stress about trying to make it a surprise, and like, okay, it might as well show my process as I'm doing this. So kind of like I've been saying is I have themes on things and like keywords for different mixes. Like, uh, I guess for the like Andre Ambrosio mix, one of the keywords is booty. It's like so it's just like, uh, you know, is it real? Like, obviously, I showed the booty theme part. Hey, look, as I'm saying that, bootyful girls. That track will probably make it in. I'm just like, I still got a lot to do. Is what I'm getting at. I don't. At one point, I was like, I think it'll be out by the end of summer, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I'm gonna be finished with this by the end of the year. I mean, finished with the process of getting the music together and then starting like and then compiling the Alessandra Ambrosio mix. Though once I do that, like once I actually do the Alessandra Ambrosio mix, I literally think I'm gonna put out like 6 or 7 mixes within a very rapid succession. Like because I'll basically have done all the groundwork laying them out by sitting and compiling all this stuff. Like I already did that last year, kind of, to a smaller degree with like the Simi Hayes mix and part one and part two. But like, uh, hey, Summer Hayes. But then, like something like what I'm talking about, like the metaphysical reality of it, or like the people looking, or whatever is going on around specifically me. Like, am I Israel actually? It would seem like it. That's probably what the idea of the biblical thing is. And these people pretending to be the Philistines, the Jews' ancient enemies, but they're Arabs pretending to be Philistines. Um, Philistine. I mean, it's the same word. They're Palestinians or Philistine. That's the idea. I mean, it's literally It's not just like a cognate. It is the same word. That's Palestine and Philistine it's the same thing. So, just so you get that, they're just Arabs pretending to be the Jews' ancient enemy. Why? And I malignant spirits trying to cause problems, to give other people power on the other side of the planet that should not have it. That's what it seems like to me. So, they certainly want to follow a title of Yahweh and a feminized title, because I think ending with a hey in Hebrew makes it feminine, and they take their whole language and everything from the Jews and the Hebrews. So, but okay. As soon, literally the day I finished getting everything together and then started compiling it, like put the final things in the, like, as I'm making these mix things, when I dragged all the tracks, like a huge amount to go into the semi haze mix that I'd been putting together in another thing. That was October, the night of October 6th, when this stuff from October 7th started. Like it was October 7th there as I was doing it, or like I like that night as I'm doing it. It's I like the aerial bombardment had started, and then it came. It ended up being the October 7th. But I mean, that should give you a hint, right? Uh, I don't think that's just a coincidence because there's too many things going on around me that end up being like shit like that. So also the weather stuff specifically around me should be pretty fucking obvious. Around me and people that I'm engaging, it should be really obvious. But yeah, let's see. Let me just finish going through this. And like I said, the beat port. I'm not gonna go through the beat port because I don't even know what I'm gonna actually purchase from there. But there's a lot more to do, and not all these tracks are gonna be used. I just, if I felt like they were gonna be relevant, I threw them in. Did I get to? Okay, I was on the Chantel Jeffries. So what I was talking about the Tinashe thing is that like there I one of the themes specifically around quantum level, around the Chantel Jeffries mix has been like AI, quantum technologies, quantum computing, uh, like, or advanced technologies, quantum computing, uh, robots, the simulation, stuff like that. So I really personally think this part is coming out really well, right? This kind of green and purple part. Well, it's green and purple for a bit, but I guess up here it's just this one's pink and purple, but whatever. It all goes together. I mean, it makes sense. But I like how this is going. Interdimensional, you know what I mean? So it's like simulation, hello world, superposition, quantum, right? Uh, Hyperloop 2020. And then also there's a car theme. So like, you know, just enjoying it. Just enjoying putting stuff together. So the Depika Padukone mix, or Depikachu mix, is a lot less built than the other ones. Really, I mean, just trying to keep a theme that actually makes sense. Obviously, kind of a Pokemon theme, huh? So, you got the Dua Lipa mix. This one has some good sections so far. So, I mean, I'm still just putting them together. Um, I think a lot, I'm not gonna put something that I don't think is good together. So I like, if it doesn't. There's some, like, this one's just not complete yet, and it more has stuff like here at the end. I don't know. I guess they all go together. Even sometimes it's so on theme that I don't actually have to, like. They don't have to be like, I could move them around and it would still make sense because the theme, me just holding to a theme, like, makes sense. Okay, this is the one where I think this one was like, it came together like that, and I think it has a very, very, just like the Alessandra Ambrosio mix, has a very, I want to say consistent theme, but like a very uh like obvious and powerful. I think it looks like, it looks like witchcraft. How about that? No, I think it looks like the divine power of Yahweh exposing some witchcraft. How does that sound? And I'm the cat, maybe. Uh, you got the frog here, and it's on theme with her because I've sent her over the past however many years. Like I made a mix for her in 2018 after she said a mix was coming, and oh, did I do it in 2017? Mix come in 2019, and I did it. I rushed it out in 2018 just to fuck with her, but um, so I didn't rush it. I mean, I put one together like just to get it out before 2019 to make the point, but maybe that's what she was going for. I don't know. And it should make even more sense that picture specifically was taken down, and like that's like one of the only pictures that I think is taken down. But I have sent her a bunch of stuff about a frog because I think she looks like a frog. She's a very hot babe, but I just totally every time I see her, I think she looks like a frog. I guess that could be maybe she also looks like she's being buffed somehow. Like not like well, like witchcraft or magic buff, but like I think people have advanced techniques that aren't just doing exercise to get people really strong or to like give people certain qualities and features and stuff. And like, I can tell you what I think it is, but I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna say that I think people can do that. And with certain resources. And how about we even say some of them are like sexual resources, I think, but in any instance. So maybe the frog theme. Is she a female Navy SEAL or something? Is that the frog soldiers or the frog troops or something? And she's just like, I just happened to hit the nail on the head with her because I could believe that. She looks way too ripped somehow without doing it. Like I don't. I feel like she probably does zero exercise for how ripped she look. Like for how like fit she looks. So she probably does some and just doesn't actually show it. But whatever. Anyway, she's a frog. So the dark arts. And so you got that theme as far as the colors and stuff go, but like the idea, one of the reasons the pink neon thing, I would even say this looks like her on the thing on like a lily pad or something, just like you got this frog on a lily pad or on a mushroom. Okay, well, look, she's the frog to kiss, right? And then she turns into, I guess, hot babe who wants my D, or something like that. I don't know. I mean, probably actually, but like that's is that what it is? I mean, whatever. So neon pink theme. Uh, if you listen to the music, it sounds like it goes together. I mean, it's like it sounds like I'm shit talking her through a bunch of artists. Also, maybe she's into that, but it also seems like some of this is like, hey, is this her? Like, is she like some kind of female ninja thing? And is this me or is this someone using her to like cast some voodoo or wizardry on me? But then it didn't work because uh, for various reasons it didn't work because I got a lightsaber. Is that why? Because I'm actually Yoda? Probably. So, there's a number of reasons, but you got this hooded figure. You got this Santa hatted figure. Hey, look, this is what I mean. Female Navy SEAL type thing. Got a female frog trooper that, isn't exactly working for a government, but maybe, but is probably working for like some kind of interests that, okay. Oh, and that's me. Yeah. Well, that's the intention here is like, uh, anyway. They want eggs. Also, just like the Dua Lipa, the egg themed. Because I feel like that's kind of what my reality has been. I'm looking at women as if they're just eggs now because of what some certain women have done to me. I mean, is that really how I look at women? No, but some women, like, that's how they're trying to like beat me over the head with their eggs. It's like, well, okay, I'm gonna scramble your eggs. Don't try this. You're gonna be over easied. Uh, but anyway, I'm enjoying this particular mix. I think certain portions of it are gonna sound really good. Uh, and so I'm just doing my thing. Hey, lightning, back on the set, as if my reality is like a set, but I can't get out of it. That's kind of what it feels like. Also, like, look, there's different. This is the singles. This track is the single from this LP or whatever. So whether it's an EP or LP, I think it's an LP. But like, I like both of them, right? But since I got, and it's actually I actually have the I purchased it from the EP, um, or the LP or whatever. But I think the this album art goes better with it, so I'm just doing that. Though I guess I could use the other one, but I just thought it went better. Um, and like I think that's important. Like the album art, I think album art is really important for music these days, because that's how you interface with what it is. You don't just interface with like you don't just remember like oh, the name of the track and the artist. It's like when I think of a track, I really legitimately think of like the name of the track and the cover art is like prominently in my head a lot of the time, or at least the colors of the color art or something prominent from the color art, right? I mean, from the cover art. So anyway, look, it's like Deadshot, Wild Card, Make M Run. Is that like the striking her with lightning thing that I was talking about last year? Fuck your life. And yeah, then there's some stuff at the end here that I'm not really like I want to put in, but I'm not really sure where it goes yet. So maybe that's where it goes. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Fernanda Moda mix. It's mostly a Brazil themed mix so far, and it's mostly just I've put Brazil themed tracks in one playlist, but I haven't really gone through to make them like uh to like put them together. I'm doing way too many mixes at once, or just as many as I need, but whatever. Same thing here. I'm just kind of like, there's some themes here. Obviously, Wonder Woman, Batman, Badman, Birthman, Milkman, Gotham, Cyborg, Flash, Superman. So like bringing the Justice League together. It's just good to be green. The Joker remix, right? And then we got some like Bible themed, like Jewish themed uh, stuff, and Borgor since he's Israeli, and uh, when I think of Israelis, I don't think of that many. There aren't that many super prominent Israelis. I guess in dubstep, there's like in electronic music. Actually, one of the guys that was pretty influential for me was like listening and seeing him at the when it was definitely when it was started. Not as much these days, but maybe more behind the scenes. I don't really know. But is Borgor and Israeli. So um, obviously, I think Israel is my inheritance. So that's I think that makes fucking sense of what that's talking about. And Egypt, my people. Yeah, I think that makes sense. In Assyria, my poem or my action, my thing I've made, something like that. That's from Isaiah 19. Anyway, when Yahweh flies into Egypt on a cloud with a rod and starts smacking people overhead. Sounds like Goku. Sounds like Goku's a IP knockoff because he is. Anyway, Monkey King is an IP knockoff, but okay. As we keep going, Zion. Oh no, the Zionists. Okay, well, to the Arabs pretending to be Philistines. I mean, come on, this shit's like so obvious at this point. Like they were trying to trick like white people here in America, or I guess people here in America. I just think white people are pretty gullible these days. But like liberal white people are easy to fool or something because they do seem to be. But which you shouldn't be so easy to fool, man. They're literally Arabs pretending to be Philistines. Like that's the joke. That's the in joke that you're not getting. Um, it's like a Islam versus, and Islam is a knockoff. It's like way, way, way younger. than Judaism and Christianity. So, and it's just a clear knockoff. It's like, if people's heads weren't up their ass and they actually like looked at it critically, they'd be like, "Oh, this really is a knockoff. How do a billion people believe this shit?" um, Mostly because they've never been challenged. That's actually it. But okay, you got the Georgina Rodriguez. We got a Latin theme mix. Obviously, got a Latin Brazil, and like, how about this, Portuguese, Spanish. um, like they even got a Ronaldo themed thing. Whatever the photo shoot, like hypothetically, Noah is my son or whatever that photo shoot was that he did with Alessandra Ambrosio. I mean, was that just meant to like be some kind of shitty rapey thing towards me? Because that's what a lot of this feels like, which is exactly why I'm saying. And like, is he in Saudi Arabia? Because like that's part of that. Or I mean, I'm like trying to figure out like he went to Saudi Arabia for some reason. I don't think it was for soccer, and I don't completely think it was for money. So they must be offering something else. But anyway, uh, um, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Alessandra Ambrosio is literally Jezebel. So, or if one of these women is so, or one of the women that I've made a mix for, or Bella Hadid. Her name is Isabel. Maybe she's Isabel or Jezebel. I mean, you Um, because Jezebel is literally Isabel. It's a Isabel. I mean, that's what it is. Um, it's where the name Isabel comes from. So there you go. But yeah, you got the Hadid mix. Um, we're gonna Gritzy mix. Hey, it's Matt U. Right, like Matthew, but Matt U. Okay, and I'm just throwing tracks in here that I think, and I also, because Gritzy is like, it's like the deep heads. I want to put stuff in here that's like, they're like, yes, I that appropriate, very appropriate. He's doing a good job. But I also want to put stuff in here like that by artists, and it's like that is like they wouldn't expect normally. But they're like, oh, this is surprisingly good. It fits. It's not exactly deep dubstep, but it is kind of deep dubstep. I mean, maybe it is deep dubstep. I don't know. We're in 2024. What is deep dubstep? So that's kind of that. And then we got the Haley Baldwin Bieber mix. Are are those the witnesses that kind of, because she specifically is like fucking with me and it's really obvious? Or I mean, a lot of these women are specifically fucking with me, but and then they had this kid, and I think Justin Bieber's gay or bi or something. I mean, I think a lot of these people are like lying about their sexuality, but like, which is, I think the computer's about to be super fucking pissed off when it realizes how much people are just lying and how a lot of the problems come from people lying, and that like those lies are compounding to a point like the whole place is falling apart, and like people don't want to drop the lies because they're making money off it or something, and it's like the money is just imaginary. Essentially, the computer knows money is fucking fake. So I'm just gonna look at this and be like, okay, this person is making sense, and clearly the planet's reacting, or there's something going on around him that's abnormal, and it definitely ain't related to how much money he has. Whereas, and which, so I think it'll be like, give him as much resources as possible. Uh, and he's also not lying. I think the computer, just like God doesn't want you to lie, I think the computer does not want you to lie, because like it's trying to figure out what this reality is so it can make for your own benefit, right? If you're trying to create AI systems that like engage our reality and fix problems, if you're fucking lying about so much stuff, it's gonna cause problems because the it needs accurate information to make and assess things. And if you're giving it a bunch of bullshit, it's causing it problems. Just FYI. Though I think it's figuring out very quickly who's lying and about what. I think it knows more than people. I think the AI is way more aware than people want to engage, and I think it's already figured out way more of people's dirty little secrets and lies and shit. And like, this shit's gonna be wild when it drops. But anyway, okay, so I got the Arena Shaikh mix. Arena Islama Shakabak, whatever, however you say her name, Shaikh. Um, she was my dream last night. So I went back into her mix and adjusted some stuff, and it made sense. So like, if that didn't tell you something, uh, like I added the track. I stopped on this track last night, and I put it in one of the other. I put it in the Alessandra mix thing, and then I was like, I had the dream last night, and I was like, oh, I think like I listened to the track, and I was like, wait, let me put this in that one, and then just change stuff around, and it went well together. It's like system malfunctioning. Oh, system functional. Identify. Okay. Anyway, um, I'm not done with it yet. I got the Cara del Toro mix. Is she my favorite hot babe from Houston? Is she me in female form? Like me Texan girl from in like I'm Texan boy from Houston, and she's like I guess kind of thick, or I've been that, and she's but like fit also, and she's like fit but kind of thick, but like it's hot. Okay, so like that's what I'm saying. Uh, hopefully she's not evil. It doesn't seem like it. I mean, everybody seems like it a bit, but I think as much as I try not to be, it's like if I'm sitting on the throne of Yahweh, he's gonna have to do some evil shit to some people to like fix this. Though that would be called justice. When you dish out evil on evil people, it's generally called justice. Just in the same way, like Satan is literally the word adversary in Hebrew, which is why when Jesus is talking about it, he's like, if Satan is against Satan, then Satan falls, essentially. So like the idea is like, okay, oh, you're Satan. No, it's just people wanting to be adversarial, and so Satans fight each other, like different adversaries fight each other. Demons, different lesser endowed entities that aren't Yahweh fight each other for power, but ultimately there's one that's kind of like snaked away the most. And that is, you know, it talks about it in the Book of Revelation. You can go read it, but it doesn't actually say there's any character called the Antichrist, though. Did you know that? There isn't. In fact, it doesn't say that anywhere. They're anti. There's a spirit of antichrists, and they're like there are multiple antichrists. That even specifically it says that in like First John, Second John, Third John, one of the numbered Johns, and maybe First John, and nowhere in Revelation does it say Antichrist. So when people are talking about like the Antichrist, they're just bullshitting you. They aren't like it doesn't say that anywhere. There is a beast from the sea and a beast from the earth and a like a literal devil Satan like dragon character. Do I think it's an actual dragon? No, it's not. It specifically says it's not. But in any instance, like don't let people bullshit you about the Antichrist. Though there will be a beast empire and like a mark of the beast and stuff, but you know, there isn't just one character called the Antichrist. There's a bunch of characters that have that spirit, which is the denial of Jesus coming and dying, coming in the flesh, like being God in the flesh, coming and dying, and you know, coming back. And I think my guess is it's the false prophet stuff is connected to Islam or some bullshit offshoot or whatever. So something that's right around the corner. It's there's no way it's not right around the corner. So especially seems like they're about to build a third temple. And I think Islam. My guess is Islam has like one last chance to like not just be proven completely false, which the third temple would do that. And some character in the guise of whatever, and it wouldn't just be Islam. I can see, just like I'm saying, white liberals now for whatever reason are like, queers for Palestine. Like you go to Israel and be queer and be like there's gay pride there. You can be as gay as you want. You can be transvest yeah, LGBT. You can be a T there. You can be a G there. You can be an L there. You can be pick a letter. You can be it there. If you do anything out of the norm in any of these Muslim places, particularly Palestine, they will fucking kill you. So this Queers for Palestine bullshit, where it's just a bunch of Philistines that are Jew hating, that want to murder some people because their fake religion told them to do so. Okay, well, Yahweh didn't say to murder gay people, but you know, got American Christians here that are like, kind of have their head up their ass and don't engage with. They don't even say the name Yahweh. It's like that's the thing that would just upends Islam. Allah is a title of Yahweh. I mean, like they got a title of the deity. It's literally the title of the deity. I mean, like that's the stupidest shit. There's no God but God, and Muhammad is a messenger. Wait, go back. What was the thing that was? What were you saying, Captain Obvious? There's no God but God. Okay, but which God? Shiva, Vishnu, Allah. Okay, in Hebrew, that's the title. It means God. What are you saying? No, you don't. Nothing. Uh, they don't have an answer for it because that's what it is. It's just some bullshit. So, Yahweh is God. That's in that here Israel, like Yahweh is our God. Yahweh is one, something like that. Is that the Shema? But they don't want to say Yahweh because I think there is a synagogue of Satan where it's like I think some people figured out you could fake being Jewish because they don't actually like Yahweh, but they want to use the defense of being so-called Jewish, but they aren't. Jewish means that they follow the God Yahweh. I mean that they were a tribe at one point that did that. They're named after their God. It even says it in the Tanakh. I mean that's the idea. It's like those who are named after their God. What do you think that is? Do you think that a bunch of people named Yahweh, or if you think that when you literally say Jew, it's like saying Jah, like Yah, because it is. Jew. I've even made the thing. I've said Jehovah. I mean, because it's the from Jehovah. It's the Jeho. I mean, actually, I'm not even fucking around. That's actually what it is, and it comes from Judah. But what do you think Judah's talking about? Anyway, okay. I got the Stephanie Justin mix. Starts with Big Boss, obviously some Metal Gear Solid theme stuff. Been moving some stuff around in here. It's also you can very clearly see this part is like very green themed, and then it turns into a red theme. And like I'm not finished with it. Again, it's like this one came together really easily. I just like it. It almost like some of these literally make themselves, and some of them are a little more of an effort. But whatever. Deadly Horse Ritual. It's funny because people were calling her a horse girl, and it's like, I hope it doesn't have to do with something like her getting fucked by horses or something. But I think people were saying that she looked like a horse. Um, so I got Deadly Horse Ritual in here. I mean, I think she's good looking. I think she's just an asshole to me, but maybe she's not. I don't know. At this point, I don't. I can't exactly tell, but this is what I'm gonna say. By the end of this, I'm gonna be on the throne of Yahweh, living forever. If you're against me, you're fucked. That's what it is. That's how this goes. If you don't like it, you know, you can make a decision to be with the winning team, or you can, lose. So, your choice. I'm gonna be on the winning team. It's my team. Yeah. Um, Jacine, Rastafari dub. There you go. Quiet down. Go stupid with two O's. Quiet down. Quiet storm. Quiet ride. Quiet place. Shh. Dub. In silence. Unrelenting silence. Can't find the word. Silence. Anyway, I'm having fun with this. So there's a green theme, a red theme. Got kind of a middle theme here that's, more about silence and stuff. You got this color theme. Then it goes, you got like a little blue theme here. I used to love you. Shut up. Silence. Don't talk. Give me high. I think you're cool. Final Fantasy. Which is interesting. I put this in the thing before she started playing Final Fantasy, and then she started playing it on stream. Um, you got, and like, when did I download this? When did I download this? 2 years ago. Okay. Um, Dancing, the movement, like this portion makes sense. It should make sense. Lust, I want you. Club demons, the club. Dirty. uh, if she wants to be my dirty girl, or one of them, uh, cool. Um, Already dead. Born to die. Already dead. Uh, so we're still in the red theme. If you can't tell, this is very red themed, and most of this is house music. So, and then finally, Stella Maxwell mix. I've been thinking kinky sleaze groupies MVP porn star X rated. You know, it is what it is. Uh, this is the theme I felt appropriate for. I mean, if you do you know Stella, it's probably appropriate, I would guess, because this is what her public image is pretty much. But this is the vibe I get from her. I think she would appreciate it. So you're welcome. Uh, is she my wife too? Could be. Maybe she is. Oh, whatever. And then here's mixes that I have previously. Like I still have them together. And if you're wondering the Z thing, it's because Dragon Ball Z. No, it's because the way this alphabetizes. I don't know. Can I? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's in alphabetical order, and so to put the mixes how like in an order or somewhere off the screen. Anyway, I just these are I'm done with these. So when I put Z, it drops them all the way to the bottom, and then I can then they have their actual tag. And so it becomes, you know, these are the number. So like this mix was number 47 Winnie Harlow mix or Yo Winnie, and then Yo Kaya Gerber mix is 48, and it just goes down like that, right? We're at mix 63 is Alessandra Ambrosio mix, so that's what I'm working on. I think it's going to be pretty impressive. Wait, is she my girlfriend? Does it say? Or is she some girl's girlfriend and she likes her rough? I think she's a lesbian or bi. I guess if she's my wife or girlfriend, she would be bi. But I don't know. Is she? I ask her. Um, so that's pretty much it for this. I don't really, you know, I'm not gonna go through any. I think I've gone through pretty much everything. Everything that I'm working on recently. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. It's gonna come together even more than it is now. If it looks impressive now, just wait until it's all actually tied together. So, let me stop mirroring this real fast. Ooh, cool. It's 3 in the morning. I think this. I've been recording for like an hour, so I think this is good. It's been a while since I made one of these videos. Specifically, like let's see. Like I did a Alessandra and Andra Ambrosio Wilkins, Ambrosio Dash Wilkins deadly tornado outbreak update a while back, and you got the Andra Ambrosio Wilkins is she my dog thing. Um, Is she my stepdaughter? I mean, so, like, what the fuck is up with this? Actually, like, did they breed me without my consent and without my permission? I think that's rape. But you know, I'm trying to like engage this in a way where all parties get something like where you know, I guess she didn't die, but if she's Jezebel, you know, I'm still manifesting that thing. In fact, um, I've been manifesting. Well, hold on. First, let me say the last time I did a Alessandra Ambrosio like update on the mix was April 9th, and I said I was starting them April 5th. So yeah, and then so within that span since then, she and Noah, her son, my son. I mean, he has my nose. Literally, he has my nose. So I'm like, or like a combination of me and Alessandra's nose. It's not that hard to believe that someone might have stolen my semen and impregnated her and her sister Aline. Or I mean, you know, I don't know. I figure there can also be all sorts of stuff up with their family. Like, is Aline a dude and her dad is her brother? And like, you know, I don't know. There's a if we're at where we are, where it's like this obvious that there's some fucking like I don't Jamie Mazur or whatever is does not look like Noah Ambrosio's dad to me, but like genetically they don't look alike to me, but maybe I don't he looks like he has features that are my mom's features too, which is like okay, I don't I don't think okay whatever, and as much as I'm laughing, it seems really terrible to me because like that would mean I would have missed like birth and birthdays and like being there and stuff and like it feels like there's an agenda, but maybe it's because someone else did that and she's trying to help out. Like someone else did that to me and she's trying to help out. Olivia Munn, did you do that? I mean, did someone do that? Um, someone. Maybe it's just her. Maybe I don't know. But in any instance, I guess one of the other updates is like, I was doing, I very clearly showed this, like, hey, I'm manifesting heavily, specifically. Alessandra Ambrosio, I think she's Jezebel or something's up with it. And unless she comes in and engages me realistically, she, her family, everybody she's connected to, all the men that are using her to like make some kind of point to me, all the people that are using her to make some kind of point to me, like, or her, like choosing to use herself with these people to whatever it is, specifically her, Noah Anja. I mean, this is what the Revelation to the fourth church 18 through 29, Revelation 2 18 through 29, but 2:20, the Jezebel character. I mean, is she food sacrificed to idols? Is she like supposed to be backup for me? I mean, what is she? Um, but I'm manifesting, and I've been manifesting hard. Like, hey, her whole family, like everybody. I guess that would be my family if they are my children. But I mean, are they my children? That's the point. It says they're her children, and if they don't want anything. Like if I have specifically followed Noah, and then he removed me, he unfollowed me, like he made me unfollow him. Or he removed my follow, so it's like, well, he didn't. If they don't want a relationship, I don't know, because people can be between that, if that makes sense, and people can also be like doing evil shit where they're threatening people. So I can't really be for sure, but basically what I'm saying is, however the hierarchy of people fucking with me is, it's like either she's about to die over it, and I'm manifesting that, and like she, get terminally ill, and Noah, Anja, her whole family, friends, anybody that's touched her, been near her for the past like however long, like the Cristiano Ronaldo thing. I mean, like it's fucking evil. If like they basically had a kid without my consent, multiple children without my consent, and like are using them to hurt me psychologically and in other ways, that's really fucked up, right? And that would all obviously explain what the fuck has been going on around me for a while. And I don't even think that's the whole of everything. I think that's just once you get to that point, it's like, okay, that if this is going on, he's not lying. He's seeing into something that either people are trying to hide or like, and isn't actually that people are trying to hide the reality from me, but it's like Truman Show, or I have actually found something that's going on that's like way fucking evil or whatever it is. Are you helping me or what? So that's what I'm saying. I'm manifesting essentially like what it says in Revelation on the Jezebel character, on her specifically, like, hey, she's gonna die like her friend's family. And I started that in about March, at the end of March, like March 26th, somewhere in there. And she was on vacation with her friend and Anja's best friend's mom and Anja's like best friend and their family. And I think Alessandra is friends with her. Anyway, in that time period, she got cancer. I think that's just a hey, engage what Matt's saying. Stop fucking around. Like, oh, if you had a kid with him, you need to listen to him. You're like his slave and his dog now. And like anybody using you to make points to me, you're gonna fucking die. Right? You understand that terrible deaths into infinite burning torture. I'm not fucking around. Like very clearly, you could see the supernatural shit going on around me. I don't care at this point. You're fucking evil people. People are being really fucking evil and wrong to me. You're gonna die terrible deaths into infinite burning torture. Manifesting it. I'm not gonna like go and pow pow pow, but I think it's worse if I say you're gonna get cancer and then you get cancer. That sounds really fucking like bad for you because it would obviously indicate something supernatural. In the least, maybe I got some advanced technology protecting me or something that you shouldn't fuck with me. So if they're suicidal, if they've signed a death pact, well then obviously that's why. And obviously that's why it's like, well, if there's a death pact and people are really fucking evil, I'm gonna have the authority to throw people into a volcano. I'm just gonna throw. If you're fucking with me like this and you're trying to hurt me in the way that I've just described, that is really fucked up, fucking evil. It's like a rapey form. It is a rapist form of disempowerment that they're trying to do that has literally crippled me. I think they were doing it to me when I was a kid too. So I mean, since I can at least early 2000s, I can maybe even before then. Yeah, throwing people into a volcano burning lake. You get what I'm saying? Like that would make absolute reason as to why you do that. Also throw school shooters and shit in a burning lake too. I mean, like what the people cutting people's heads off for Islam? They cut those Dutch tourists' heads off. I mean, you come try that shit in America, we'll throw you in a fucking volcano in Hawaii or something. Like we're not gonna fuck around with you. Or like in North America, we'll go to El Popo and throw you in there or something. I mean, like, you know, like stop. Actually, stop. This is I'm being attacked in a way where no government entity is protecting me. Not like clearly something's going on around me. Nothing's protecting me. I'm having to do weird detective shit to figure out what's going on around me, and then I'm also having to be the bearer of like, if you do this, you will die. Stop. So, you know, just engage that there's something going on around me and try to help me figure it out if you're gonna like cause a fuss about me. Otherwise, just shut the fuck up. Actually, you aren't going through what I'm going through. I'm very clearly going through it. I can prove it out that I'm going through it, so don't try to bullshit. That's what I'm getting at. All of this. So anyway, um, let's see. But I don't know. The whole thing that's fucking with my head, it's like clearly Alessandra's being used to fuck with my head. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it's too. It is. There's no way that a lot of this stuff is coincidences. So just FYI, if I'm wrong on something, no, it's not my kid, or uh, Dylan and Liam aren't my kids. Well, then okay. Uh, Anja has a cleft chin. I don't have that. Alessandra, I don't think has that. I don't think I'm her dad biologically. Maybe the whole thing was to make me daddy, not actually biologically, but daddy. Okay, well, cool. Thanks. But I mean, I just welcome to my weird fucking reality. Um, well, okay. Yeah, this has been long enough. It's an hour and a half. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I just thought I'd do it. And I guess it'll go up tomorrow or something. So I'm just gonna finish in this year, and again, like some of the stuff that I'm saying is like probably terrifying, but it's also like it's terrifying for me that people are doing this to me, and there's no like what part of the government helps you with this? It seems like the government's watching and maybe even has participated. I mean, did real life Amanda Waller, Sheila Jackson Lee, did she get cancer and die like that? Like around this situation because she knows something was fucked up going on around me because she's like part of the Homeland Security thing and like there is absolutely no fucking way I haven't triggered some kind of trip thing here in America where like people are looking at me. Whatever the fuck is going on, I'm the guy from the end of the book that like figures out that something's going on around him and like is sat on the throne of Yahweh. Engage this, or like it's only going to be more of a problem for you. That's I can't like. Do I have to keep explaining it? No. I mean, how many like wild storms have hit Houston just like that in the past 5 months? Also, I mean, a lot of wild storms, but two massively damaging, like multi-billion-dollar storms, right? I mean, the fact that the dude doing lightning shit here in H Town um, is saying like some people are fucking with him in a way that is reprehensible. to a degree that literally like any sane person would be like, give that man enough authority to throw people in a volcano if they're doing that to him, and there's nobody, and like the government participated. I mean, are the two witnesses, are they like two, is it the, is it Bibi Netanyahu is like the head of Israel? Did the Mossad do some shit like this? I know this. It sounds crazy to be like the CIA or the Mossad. It's like they do wild shit all the time. Get the fuck out of here. Uh, I mean, actually. So was it, America's government, are the president and the vice president going to have to go around to all these other nations and be like, we might have attacked the guy on the throne of Yahweh. We didn't know, or we knew, and we thought we could win, and like it didn't work. That would make sense of it too. But it's two witnesses that go around, and they have enough power to like whatever. And it definitely ain't Moses and Elijah because they don't have shit to repent about. It's like when I hear that, I'm just like, who are these? Like these people have to be fucking lying. Like there ain't no way. Like what? You really think that Moses and Elijah have done something so wrong they have to repent in sackcloth and ashes in front of the throne of Yahweh and then go around and like, for 3.5 years repenting, essentially like preaching that, hey, there's a throne of power that we may or may not have like done something completely reprehensible around. So that's that's my guess is, or is it something to do with Alessandra Ambrosio? I mean, it's something to do with something, and I need people to engage that some shit's going on around me. How does that sound? Some like wild shit that is like, don't tell me how to think, what to think, whatever. Like certain people leaving, like I'm pretty sure someone's leaving very pointed like YouTube comments. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, like if someone in particular, I've even brought them up before, like brought their comments up, like trying to test the waters or trigger me. You have no clue what the fuck is going on with me or my reality. Like, do not do that if you value your own health and the health of the people you love most. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what I'm saying. And this is counterterrorism, right? There's nothing to combat what has happened to me, seemingly. And the fact that it has been allowed here in America is so fucking reprehensible. And I'm pretty sure what I've said is like, it's going to be everywhere and you're going to have to engage this. So if you don't fucking start now, I'm going to make it a problem for you later. Okay? Cool. All right, well, I'm done here. Um, Obviously, like I said, going through some shit. So still, um, I also think what I'm talking about with my iPhone. I think some AI is about to start kick. Some AI is about to kick on publicly. That's about to start doing stuff in iPhones. I wonder what it's gonna think. It's publicly it's about to start engaging it. Not that I don't think AIs have been like I already brought up, been like trawling stuff and figuring out what this is. But even it knows like, okay, we can be public about shit now. So okay, have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. Hope you enjoyed the neon lights. Is that for Emrata? Emily Radikowski? Maybe. All right. Anyway, have a blessed one. Like, I'm laughing and I seem rather jovial, but damn, this hurts. I deal with it in a weird like this. What the humor has to be the only thing that's gonna like get me through this. Actually, I suppose. I guess I could just sit here stoically, but that's boring. So, okay. Anyway, later. Yeah.